At 20 years old, Orson Welles may have had a lot to learn, but at that age, he directed an all-black cast in a production of Macbeth by the Negro Theater Unit in Harlem that became a sensation and toured the country, acquiring the lasting nickname Voodoo Macbeth. The 2021 movie Voodoo Macbeth dramatizes the launching of the play. It paints a picture in which Welles struggles with himself, his wife, his actors and more as he tries to get the production to opening night. It's an entertaining movie based on the landmark 1936 production. The Negro Theater Unit had been created by the Federal Theater Project, a Depression-era New Deal program to employ artists. Negro Theater was directed by the legendary actress Rose McClendon and John Houseman, who some may remember as the unctuous law professor from TV and films The Paper Chase. Houseman was a mentor to young Welles and enlisted the already successful radio star to direct the classic play. In Voodoo Macbeth, Welles' wife Virginia starts generating ideas for the production, most crucially the concept of changing the setting from Scotland to Haiti in the era of its revolution. It's a point of contention as Welles seems to take credit for her idea. Much has been written about the production. It's true that Welles cast very few professional actors, though in the film it's uncertain if he's a genius for spotting talent or recklessly impulsive. The film is clear that McClendon is a serious actress and a leader in the theater. Tudor does an excellent job communicating her determination and talents. It's also historically true that the theater group was modeled on McClendon's Negro People's Theater. The production doesn't have to wait for opening night to find critics. A congressman doesn't like the idea of the play, calling it un-American, and he is a meddling force. In the movie, black people protest outside the theater, objecting to the number of white people involved in the production. Personal challenges about Welles' heavy drinking sabotages rehearsals and his marriage. In one subplot, characters struggle with homophobia. An actor of Puerto Rican descent disappears, and it's suggested he's being unfairly targeted as an undocumented immigrant, which he is not. As the problems cascade upon one another, it seems that there's no way the cast can pull it together. Some of the script schemes seem too obvious, like the telegraphed disaster of depending on an alcoholic to sober up by opening night. Another choice by Welles seems like it would have been the absolute last straw. The film seems to want to hold that resolving the cast's various interpersonal issues is the magic that makes the company's work soar. By framing it around Welles, it also makes the story hinge on the contributions of one white participant. Both of those choices ultimately obscure the historic show's merits. The film was gang-written and there are 10 credited directors, many of whom were students or alumni of USC programs. At times, contemporary sensitivities seem to be winking from the behind-the-period costumes and setting. But there are many great performances, and the story still hews close enough to the original facts and savors some of its triumph. It's a story well worth retelling. Voodoo Macbeth opens October 28 at Zeitgeist Theatre Lounge.